that you know, he maybe employs somebody from a temporary service or something because, you know, if you need more bodies, that would be what I do. But
yeah, but a lot of times we prepay because they have to pay their guys daily.
okay,
So, you know, he probably paid him to get it completed, and Jamie has not completing it, and, you know, now it's a question of getting it back to the house and this and that. So, I'll talk to Joe and figure it out, but...
well, he said you can deal. He said you can deal with Gil from now on. I'll just give you your money back, and you can go somewhere else. I don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, I understand that. It's frustrating, but listen, I mean, I'll call Jamie and I'll get it figured out, and you know, but it's causing some tension, obviously, because they tell me all the time, do not move people in until we're finished, and this is really the reason why, and I'm kind of getting in trouble myself.
Well, I don't mean to get you in trouble. I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'm just wondering, you know, what Jamie's deal is.
It's definitely, yeah, no, I understand that. So I'll try again. It's Jamie getting back to the house to finish it. So I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm not charging you for the days that are there. We try to accommodate you. It didn't work out, and it's not going well. So I'll finish it, and I'll try to see what I can do. But
I mean, if we just get the basic necessities, we can work with the other stuff. I understand there's other projects. I know I'm not the only one, you know, but we can't have a stove. We can't cook.
I just don't want to be told it's going to be done on a certain day.
The thing is that we're frustrated was that we're told that it'll be done, and it's like we just go.
But Scott, again, I'm not going to charge you for this month, so I don't. It's fine.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
That's fine.
You're getting a free month, and we're trying to accommodate you. The other alternative was not to let you go in at all, so you had to choose.
Right.
So you needed a place to go. You gotta just let us do what we need to do. We're not going to charge you for December. So I hear what you're saying. If you need a stove, you can go buy one, and I can credit you if you want to do things like that. But for now, you got to let me try to see what I can do with these guys, okay?
All right, sir.
You know, if you really want a stove, you can go buy one and put it in, and I'll give you a credit. But for now,
I don't know that there's any wiring back there. I think they were back there the other day putting a hole in the house for the plug.
You're there at this point for free.
Right.
So you can't be mad at free. So let me figure this out, okay?
All right.
So what I'll do is I'll use the money for your deposit for December, and I'll try that'll be done by January. We can have a clean slate in January.
Okay.
All right, and I'll edit the lease so that your deposit was collected.
Okay.
All right, and I will get it finished.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be.
No. Listen, I know your frustration, but we're literally just as frustrated for trying to accommodate you. That's what you need. You got to keep on saying that to yourself. Like, we're doing all this for you when we really weren't ready to do it.
Right.
It wasn't on schedule. We weren't going to finish fair. And because you desperately needed a place to go, we changed everything, or at least they did, the workers did. Like, there's a schedule. Like, they have jobs. They have to be able to make money, and they have to make their other clients happy. They changed their life for as a favor to you.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
It wasn't in their schedule. Like, they have a huge job. They're not going to give up thousands of dollars to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on, but he has other jobs and that are being paid for and this and that. He stopped what he was doing to do spare for you.
Okay,
so now he probably has to go back to that job to show face, or else he's going to get fired from that job, and they won't pay him for that job, and then he's going to lose money. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure that's the case, because we just popped spare into his schedule as a favor. We asked him to try to get to spare.
Okay.
And, you know, but he has other jobs. So it's not like these guys are busy. You know, they might not be the best. They might show up or not show up, but this is the problem with construction. Like, to get someone to show up somewhere is not that easy. You're not in the business. You don't understand. It is hard to get people to do anything. I don't know if you've ever tried to call people to come do something. It's very difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a manager at a hotel. I know what it's like to try to get people to work.
So listen, I will make it right. Like I said, December's a free month. So we will get this together. I will try to get Jamie, and I will figure it out. But Joe specifically told me for many years, don't do this, and because you desperately needed it, this is what happens when we do it. And now I'm getting screamed at by everybody as well.
I don't mean to scream, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. And you're frustrated. But I mean, listen, like I said, it's not on purpose, and I'm sure Jamie is busy. And it's like, he doesn't want to lose his job either. Like, he's got to feed people too. So and listen, I'm frustrated because all these things, it seems like there's maybe 3 or 4 little things, and they're, the stove and stuff like that. And it's frustrating because, like, dude, just do the stove, right? Or, hey, just go back and do it. And it's just like, can you just finish, right? Like, hey, you just finish it.
Right.
It is frustrating. I get it. But there has to be a reason, so I will try to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
But in terms of this month, don't worry about it. It's a free month. Sorry, for the inconvenience. Even if it gets fixed in the next 2 days, I'm not going to charge you for the whole month.
Okay.
We'll just let it go so we can start off on the right foot, and then I'll have a handyman that is not Jamie fix the remaining stuff once he's done. I just got to make sure that he does everything that was paid for.
Right.
That's the main thing. Like, we're not going to not get it done if we've already paid him for it.
Right.
And that's where I have to talk to Joe and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, all right?
Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Make sure it's off.
It is.
Okay, so the person we just talked to, and I'm just covering up the camera because he was Gil. Now, Gil was the person that we were turned on to by a friend of mine, that she's renting a place from him, and she said everything was fine and he could help us out. So Scott called him on November 1st and said, hey, we really need a place to live. We have until the end of the month. Everything we're looking at is twice as much as what we were used to paying. We don't have that kind of money. And Gil said, yeah, I've got a trailer. It needs some work, and we should have it ready by the end of the month. So Scott got a hold of him periodically throughout the month to make sure that everything was going to go as planned so that we could move in at the end of the month. Well, according to Gil, he has been making property walks frequently. He told Scott he was doing them daily, but that's not true. He wasn't making any property walks, because if he had been, he would have known there wasn't shit in this fucking trailer. So as of today, we are still missing one toilet in one of the bathrooms. The other toilet has, I can't even describe what it looks like because the workers have been in here using the toilet every single day. No one's been cleaning it. We're missing a shower. We have a shower, but we can't really use it because they screwed up the drain. It's sitting up an inch from the tile, so someone's going to get their foot cut on it. There's no hot water because apparently, even though we were lied to and told that the hot water heater was brand new, apparently it needs to be completely rewired. So the breaker box has to be completely rewired, which we were told today was going to be the day to do that so that we could have hot water. I've been taking sponge baths basically for a week with cold water at 5:30 in the morning. We're on a well, so it's ice cold. Okay, on top of that, we asked for the skirting around the house to be done because we can't let the dogs out in the yard because they'll get underneath the trailer. And I'm not trying to dig them out of the trailer, underneath the trailer. So that conversation, if you were listening to it, how would you feel if none of this was mentioned to us? Nothing was mentioned that they were rushing to get us into the trailer, that they were doing us a favor. Basically saying that everything was going to be done at the end of the month. And then when it comes to the end of the month, we get over here and nothing's done. So we end up having to stay at the trailer for almost 10 days. Or stay at the hotel for 10 days. Okay? We haven't been able to eat in the house because we don't have a stove. We don't own a microwave, which we could buy one. That's on us. We don't expect them to have a microwave here. But this is the kind of shit that we've been dealing with. So today, We were told that they were going to be here. Scott messaged them at 11:30 in the morning and said, okay, it's 11:30 in the morning. Why isn't anyone at the trailer? And they said, oh, we're on the way. Scott picks me up from work after 4 o'clock. We get here, nothing. Nothing's been done. And then this is the conversation that we have. Now, you missed the previous conversation, which I wish I had started recording, but the guy cussed us out. He said, I'm giving your fucking money back, and you can just find another place to live. Just like that. Knowing that we were, you know, in this situation to begin with, didn't have a place to live. But that's what he told him. He said, he goes, I don't like your fucking tone. I'm just going to give you your damn money back, and you can just find another place to live. So we have started a GoFundMe because even though we're working every day, every bit of our money is going into bills. We had to borrow money to get into this place. We had to borrow money for U-Haul. I mean, we're living paycheck to paycheck just like everybody else. So we had to borrow money for the deposit and everything else to get into this damn place. And even though he says he's going to give us our money back, that's not going to help us find a place because everyone wants first, last, and security. The last place we looked at that we could have possibly gotten was almost $5,000 between the first, last, and security. We don't have that money laying around.
How do you know?
Okay, so, I mean, we did start a GoFundMe. I know that many people don't have the money, and I'm not asking people to donate, but the least they could do is share the link with their friends and families, and we're not asking for handouts. We've been together for over 20 years, and we haven't asked for handouts. We work our asses off for what we have. But everyone needs to understand that we all hit our lows, and everyone needs help. But we're living in a dump right now. I mean, I haven't even really done a full video of this place, but I can't unpack. I can't clean. It's pointless for me to clean because when they are here, they're tearing up the place. There's dust all over. There's drywall dust all over the place. There's grout all over the fucking place. I'm literally not able to clean right now because of that reason. I can't leave the dogs in the house while they're here and go to work because the dogs won't let them in the house. And they'll just use that as an excuse not to come in the house. Okay, I've still got stuff sitting out in the yard because I can't bring it in because there's no room to bring it in. I have a stove that's practically sitting out in the living room. The mattress is on the floor because I can't put everything together because they still need access to the walls for the wall units and everything else.
And then the other one told us to buy a stove.
And then he's like, oh, buy a stove and reimburse you, even though he knows we don't have any fucking money. I don't know how much stoves cost these days, but I ain't got that kind of money.
Or the way to move it.
So I'm going to put a link in the description about the GoFundMe. The least anybody could do is share it. I'm not asking for any empathy or sympathy. I don't really give a shit anymore. I really don't care. I don't care what people think of us or what we might have done with our money. Both of us are working. I'm working full time. Actually, I'm salary right now, and I'm working 12 to 13 hours a day. So I'm working my fucking ass off, and I'm living in a damn dump. So, again, there's people out there that are asking for a lot more and getting a lot more. The least you guys can do is just share the damn thing. I don't really even care at this point. I really don't care. I'm not going to hold anyone accountable. But the least you can do is share the fucking link. Because I'm done. I'm literally done. Every day I get off work, I have to come home and be like, did this get done? And it's little things. They might have put one wall plate, one electrical outlet plate up. Or they might have done this or they've done that. But they never completed a damn job. Like I said, even if I wanted to take a cold shower, I really couldn't do that. Because there's no way. I mean, the water is going to get into the bathroom because of the way they've designed the shower. And the floor isn't even waterproof. It's literally wood that's going to end up rotting.
Right.
There's places in the floor right now that if Scott were to bounce on, trust me, he's going to go through the floor. I mean, it's a wobbly house. Like, literally, I wish you guys could see or understand that this floor is very unstable. I've got a bathroom that I can literally look down on the floor and see the grass below us because they haven't even covered up the whole flooring of the place. So everyone's got these, oh, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? But it's not as easy as people think it is. I only hope that anybody listening to this does not have to go through what we're going through, because maybe they'll understand. Because it's not as easy as people think it is. Finding a place to live and finding a place that's affordable is not that easy anymore, especially when you don't have the credit or the money to put out up front. We had 30 days to get out of that place because she decided she was going to sell the house after 6 years. So that's all I have, but I wanted you guys to hear this. These are the conversations that we've been having. And then, of course, as soon as I start recording this, we get a text message that they're coming tomorrow. But what that means is they'll be here, but they may not do anything. And I've been finding out that the people that are working on the house are not even getting paid. They're not getting paid. They told us point blank that they're not getting paid. But they're working anyways. So, I mean, it's all around, it's a bad situation. And then he's like, well, don't worry about it. You can't bark about living for free. No, but I shouldn't have to worry about still not being able to shower or cook or store food. I can't even store food because the refrigerator is broken. And the toilet is nasty. Like I said, you don't even want pictures. So, I'd appreciate if everybody would just at least share the GoFundMe.